So very warm welcome to each and everyone present today. My name is Vineet and I'll be the instructor for all of you. Today will be going through the basics of Java and the name of the course is OCPJP certification, which is powered by Edureka. Now this course actually prepares you for an OCPJP certification. What is a OCPJP certification? It is a certification that is provided by Oracle for the core Java experts. Okay, you learn core Java thoroughly and after that you go for this examination, which is a paid examination, right? So before taking up the course, you should understand why should you actually prepare yourself for a OCPJP certification. So let's move on without wasting any more time. We come to why OCPJP 6.0. First of all, you'll be receiving a certification by Oracle. Everyone knows that what Oracle is. It's a big company, and if you have got a label of Oracle, then that would be an excellence badge on your resume. Whenever you'll write that I'm Oracle certified, you'll get a preference while seeking jobs. Okay, so excellent badge. It will be acting as a preference when you will be seeking for jobs. If you are a professional, then it will help you to switch jobs and it will also take you a step ahead than others. So these are all the benefits why you should actually take a OCPJP certification. And if you want to take it, now you have understood that this certification is very important, right? Now if you have to clear this, it is quite tough as well. So if you want to clear it, you have to prepare yourself very well. Hence you have to take this course. Moving on, we come to how to prepare for OCPJP 6.0. First thing, understanding core Java concepts thoroughly. It is very important that you are very clear with the core Java concepts. Then you should solve the simulation test regularly. Simulation test means that these are the mock tests, like your OCPJP examination, the final examination. If you attempt many of the papers like that on that pattern, then it will be very easy for you to crack the final OCPJP examination. Okay, so we in our course provide you 10 to 20 simulation tests so that you are very familiar with the paper and you do not face any problem while taking up this final exam. Okay, moving on, you should have an overview of advanced Java concepts. Why? Because just core Java, after an OCPJP certification, you'll definitely get a preference in jobs, right? You'll be hired, but even then, the core Java concepts are not good enough for a company. For that, you should have the advanced Java concepts. Hence, in this course, we also provide you advanced concepts like RMI framework, swing, and applets, structs. These kind of things will also be taught in this course. Now finally, the very most important, that is continuous practice under guidance. Okay, in the course you'll get an expert. That expert will help you at each and every point. Wherever you face problem, you can ask all your questions to him. He will be available online throughout the week. Okay, you can anytime come online on Skype and have the Skype support. You can ask for the help and that expert will help you at each and every step, right? So I hope you are quite clear with why should you take OCPJP and how to prepare for that. Please write down on the chat window if it is so. RJ says, sir, is it really help for our job? Exactly, it will definitely help for your job. An Oracle certification absolutely takes you above everyone. Chris says yes. What about the rest of you guys? Please be interactive. Write down on the chat window. RJ says, okay, sir, thank you. Nitesh says, yes, that's good. Moving on. Now we directly come to what is Java. Okay, we won't waste any more time and we'll come directly to the point. What is Java? Java is not just a programming language, but it is a complete platform for object-oriented programming. What is object-oriented programming? In which everything revolves around objects. Whatever thing that you'll be making in this a kind of application or this kind of programming, in that you'll be creating objects first and after that you'll be doing all your processes, right? So Java is an object-oriented programming in which you create object and everything revolves around an object, right? We come to JRE. Java includes two things. One is JRE and the other one is JDK. JRE is the Java runtime environment. In order to run a Java application, you need the JRE installed on your system. Okay, if you see in your system, you have to go to C drive, then the program files. In program files, you'll find a Java folder. In that, you'll find your JRE, because in most of the applications you use Java, hence you have to use this JRE, that is Java Runtime Environment. Similarly, there is a JDK. JDK is Java Development Kit. Java Development Kit helps you to develop Java applications. Hence, let's say you have got the knowledge of Java and you are a Java developer. So in order to develop a Java application, you will install JDK in your system. If you do not have JDK, you cannot develop Java applications. Okay, so all of you, please write down on the chat window, are you clear with Java, JRE and JDK? Shiva says yes. What about the rest of you? Shishu says yes. Nitesh says yes. Sagar says yes. Ajay says yeah. Krish says yes. Ajay says yes. Nanu says yes. That's good. Moving on. We come to Java Virtual Machine. You would have heard that Java is a platform independent language. But do you know how it is platform independent? It is because of JVM, that is Java Virtual Machine. Now, first of all, when you write a Java application, that Java file is actually the .java file, okay? That is called the source code. When you compile that file, what happens? That code gets converted into .class file, which is the bytecode. Bytecode is the intermediary language. Now that bytecode is sent to some other system. Your application finally gets converted into bytecode, and that is sent to some other system through network or locally. On that new system, what happens? There is a JVM present. Now JVM can understand bytecode. What it does, it understands bytecode, it reads the bytecode and it converts it into the machine language that could be understood by that particular machine. So for your information, for every system, there is a different JVM. That is for every operating system. For Microsoft operating system Windows, it is a different JVM. For Mac operating system, there is a different JVM. For Linux, there is a different JVM, right? So, but each and every JVM can understand bytecode, and it will convert that bytecode into a language that could be understood by that particular operating system. Hence, Java is platform independent. Are you all clear with this? Please write down on the chat window. Why Java is platform independent? It is because of JVM and bytecode. So programming convert into machine language by bytecode? No, RJ. I'm saying whatever code you write, okay, that is the Java code. After that, you compile the code. As soon as you compile the code, the next code that comes is called the bytecode. Then your bytecode goes to some other system. There is a JVM present. JVM converts the bytecode into machine code that could be understood by your computers, by your system. Are you clear now? Okay, he says thank you, you're welcome. Nitesh says yes, clear. That's good. Moving on, let's understand how Java works. It's the same thing. Java compilers convert your code from human readable to something called bytecode in the Java world. Bytecode is interpreted by JVM, that is, it gets converted by JVM into machine code. In JVM, there is one more component that is present, that is called the just-in-time compiler. Now, both interpreter and just-in-time compiler does the same job, that is, they convert the bytecode into instructions that could be understood by a machine. Let's try to understand this with an example, that is with a diagram, then it would be clearer to you. First of all, the entire environment can be divided into two parts. The very first part is the compile time environment, and the second part is runtime environment. In the compile time environment, first of all, you write your Java source code, that is the .java file. Using the Java compiler, that is Java C, you convert the bytecode into Java bytecode, that is the .class file. This .class file is sent to some other system locally or through network, and it comes here in the runtime environment. As soon as it reaches there, there is a class loader and bytecode verifier. Class loader loads the class file, and then the bytecode verifier verifies the file using the Java class libraries. Once all this process is done, this bytecode is sent to the JVM. In JVM, what happens? Java interpreter starts interpreting your bytecode line by line. It reads the first line, sends the instruction to the next level. Reads the second line and does the same with the second line, third and fourth, like this. Now there is a time when your system feels that there is a already used code that has been repeating right now. What it does, it sends that code to the just-in-time compiler. Compiler converts that code into instructions, and it will save that instructions into the cache memory. Whenever that code is encountered again, what happens, interpreter does not interpret that code. It just fetches the instructions from the cache memory and uses it directly. Okay, when the entire bytecode is converted, it is sent to the operating system and your application runs. This way your Java application is a platform independent application. So all of you write down on the chat window, are you clear with this? RJ says clear sir, sends me a smiley. Shishu says, does the Java program take more time to execute than an equivalent program written in C and or C++? That is not really so. That's not the case, Shishu. Nanu says yes, Sagar says yes, clear sir, Nitesh says yes, Chris says yes. What about you, Shishu? Are you clear with it? Shiva says yes. Shishu says fine sir, that's good. Now we come to the basic Java syntax, okay? We will start with the data types that we use in Java. But before that, what is a class and object? So first we come to classes and object. As I told you, Java is an object-oriented programming, so everything has to be present in a class and you'll be revolving around objects, okay? So what is a class? A class is the collection of objects which have the same parameter as their class. You can consider a class as a template, you can consider class as a blueprint. Using that blueprint, you can make as many objects as you want, okay? An object is anything that really exists in the world. Let's say you created a class. Now that class had few things like this. Using that class, you created an object. Now your object will contain the same methods, the same variables that the class contains, right? So it is just the copy of an object, but in reality, objects are the things that are present. Class is just a structure using which you can create your objects. I'll show you an Eclipse, that is the IDE for developing Java applications. Now what is IDE? IDE is Integrated Development Environment, okay, using which you can develop your Java application onto your systems. And this IDE is called Eclipse. So I'll just create a new project file. I go to new, I go to Java project. I'll give the name like welcome to all of you. So next and finish. In welcome, I have got a source folder. In this source folder, I'll add a class because whatever code I have to write will be present within the class in Java. So right click, new, I go to class. I'll give a name to the class, Java itself. I'll add the main method. Those of you who are familiar with programming, they will understand why I'm adding the main method. Main method is considered to be the starting point of your application. Whenever your application runs, it directly calls the main method, and whatever thing that is present in the main method will get executed. Now, this is your class right here. That is public class Java. So whatever is present will be present in this Java class itself. There is an opening curly brace and there is a corresponding closing curly brace. Okay, if I remove this main method, so this is your class. Now whatever code that you'll write will be present in this class itself. If I paste the main method outside it, it will give me an error. Okay, so the point is, it is everything that you write, methods, variables, whatever functionality that you will be providing in your application should be present in the class. So you have understood class. Whenever you will be declaring a class, you will be using a class keyword like this. So class Java. Now within this, I'll declare an object of this class. First of all, I'll paste the main method. Now I'll declare an object. I'll show you how to declare the object. Write the name of the class first of all, that is Java. Give a object name OB equals to new. New is an operator that will allocate memory for your object. Finally, again write the name of the class, put the parenthesis and semicolon. This way you create the object of the class, that is Java OB new Java. All of you, are you clear with this? Please write down on the chat window, that is how to create a class and then how to define an object of that class. RJ says clear sir. What about the rest of you? Nitesh says yes. Come on guys, be quick. Shishu says yes, Shiva says yes, Krish says yes. Wonderful. Okay then, getting back to the presentation, I come to data types in Java. What are data types? Data types defines the nature of a value. In real world, you have got many kinds of value. You have got numbers, you have got letters, you have got sentences. So how to store those values in your application, how to define those values in your Java application or Java programming. For that, you have got data types in Java. Data types defines the nature of a value, whether it is a number, whether it is a sentence, whether it is a character, right? So these are the different kinds of data types. We need different data types to handle real world information, as I said. Now, long, integer, short, byte, double, float, character, boolean. Character used to store the letters. Float is for decimal numbers. Double is also for decimal numbers, but the decimal spaces are more than that. Byte is for single byte. Short is for small integers. Int is for bigger integers. Long is for much bigger integers, right? So these are the different data types that are present in Java to store your different kinds of values. Nanu says, what is the size for boolean? For boolean, there is no specific size. Okay, there is no defined size for boolean. Okay. Now, using the data types, you actually define your variables. Okay, variables are the containers that store your values, and you give a property to the variable that this kind of value can be stored in this variable. Let's understand what is the naming convention of variables, how to name a particular variable. So you can start with a letter, an underscore, or a dollar sign. These are the three initials using which you can define your variable name. Letter, underscore, or dollar sign. You cannot start the name of the variable using a number. If you write 2 and then the other letters, then it will be an invalid variable name. Let's see few examples of a variable right here. Underscore, this is a correct variable name. Now this variable can store integer of a long type. So this is a big number, it can be stored in this. You cannot store a sentence or a word in this. Okay, in this variable, because it has been defined long. String starting with F, completely fine. Float starting with dollar will work. Integer I, it will work. So these are all valid all valid variables. Okay, if you start any of the variable with a number, in that case your variable will be wrong, will be defined wrong. So all of you, please write down on the chat window, are you clear with this question? Are you clear with this part? Nitish says yes, RJ says clear sir, Shiva says yeah, Krish says, Sagar says yes sir, Shishu says yes. Okay, I have a question for all of you on this. The question is, what the name of a variable is known as its. What is the name of the variable? Is it the identifier? Is it the data type? What it is? The name of the variable. All of you write down on the chat window. What do you think? Shishu says identifier, exactly correct. The name of the variable is termed as the identifier of the variable because using which you can identify the variable. Hence it is called the identifier. You will be using that variable by its name. Okay. Nanu says, is f in float is necessary? Yes, in Java you'll be mentioning a float value using f. Okay, after that it is not really necessary, but you can mention it by using f. Okay. Now we'll understand what are static versus non-static variables. There are two kinds of variables, static and non-static. Static variables are shared across all the objects of a class. There is only one copy present. Okay, there's only one copy present of that static variable. Now can any one of you tell me what is the real world application of a static variable? Where can we use a static variable? Do you have any idea? Any one of you? Please write down on the chat window. If yes, or if you do not know, you can write no on the chat. I'll give you the example. Shiva says usernames. Okay, if you put usernames for an individual, it could be. Sagar says no. Ajay says no, sir. Manideep says yes. Okay, I'll give you a very good example. Let's consider a company like Edureka. In that company, there will be many employees working. So each and every employee will have a profile in the company, but there will be a similarity in each and every profile. That is, every profile, okay, every profile will have a common thing, that is the name of the company, right? For Edureka, Edureka will be common in each and every profile. So what we can do, we can store the name of the company in a static variable, and that static variable can be used in each and every profile. Even if the name of the company changes, what happens, you just have to change at one particular place, and that change will be reflected everywhere because there is only one copy of the variable present. So all of you, are you clear with this? The application of a static variable? Please write down on the chat window. Ajay says yes sir, now clear. Nitish says yes. Shishu says nice example sir, thank you. Shiva says yes. Manideep says yes sir. Chris says yes. Okay, non-static variables are not shared. There is a separate copy for each individual live object. Okay. Now static variables cannot be declared within a method. This is one condition with static variables, that is, you cannot define a static variable within a method. Manidev says good one sir, thank you. Now let's see how to define a static variable. In this class itself, whenever you have to define a static variable, a static keyword is used. Okay, write static, give a name of a variable, anything, let's say variable itself. Okay. Okay, one thing, static, then the data type. Let's say integer variable, int, and then the name of the variable. Equals to, assign a value if you want, let's say 1. Okay, so this way you will be declaring your static variable, that is static int variable equals to 1. Now whenever you have to use the static variable, what you will be doing, let's say I want to print the value of the static variable. So system.out.println, you'll be using Java, first the name of the class, that is Java dot, then the variable, like this. So all of you, are you clear with it? Because variable is a kind of property of the class. Okay, because there is only one copy, you'll be using the name of the class and then the variable. Yes Nitish, it is a kind of global variable. If you place this declaration inside the main method, it will give you an error, right? So that is why it is said that static variable cannot be defined within the method. May I know the reason for starting? So all of you, are you clear with this? Please write down on the chat window how to define a static variable and how to use it. Ajay says yes sir. Okay, Manideep says, tell me the reason and error why it should not be placed within a method. If you place that declaration within the method, it will be confined to the scopes of that method itself. Okay, that is why you cannot place the declaration of that method, that variable within the method. You have to place it globally. Are you clear now, Manideep? Please write down on the chat window if yes. Okay, I receive yes sir, that's good. Moving on, we come to operators in Java. Okay, now we understood how to store values in Java, but there are certain operations that could be done using those values. So how to do those operations? For that, you have got operators in Java. These different operators have been divided into categories. There are basically 5 categories that are present in Java. One is the assignment operator, arithmetic operator, relational operators, logical operators, and unary operators. Okay, we'll discuss each one of them one by one. Let's move on to the assignment operator first of all. Assignment operator simply assigns a value to a variable. Okay, let's say you have a variable that is x, which is of integer type. So you'll write x equals to 5. That means you are assigning a value 5 to variable x. It is quite simple to understand. You define a variable integer x, you write equals to, that is you are assigning a value to that variable, and you write the value, that is 5, 6, anything, and you put a semicolon. So using the equals to assignment operator, you're assigning a value to a variable. Okay, I hope you have understood. If no, you can write down. Moving on, we come to the arithmetic operator like additional operator, subtraction operator, multiplication operator, division, modulo. You all are clear with addition, subtraction, multiplication. Can anyone tell me what is a modulo operator? Let's say the value of x is 5 and the value of y is 2. What will be the result if I modulo them? If I write x modulo y, Shishu says remainder operator. Shishu says 1. Exactly. Sagar says 1. What about the rest of you? Shiva says remainder. Shrikant says 1. Ajay says remainder. Exactly correct. If you write if x is equal to 5 and y is 2, and if you write x modulo y, it will give you a result 1. It will give you the remainder between them. I come to increment and decrement operator. Do you have any idea how to use an increment and decrement operator? What does it do? Come on guys, it is simple question. Please write down on the chat window. Ajay says add, in for loop. Okay. Manideep says +1, exactly correct. Shiva says +1. Shishu says increments the value by 1, exactly correct. If you write x plus plus and the value of x was 3, then this time it will be 4. It increments the value of a variable by 1. And decrement operator, what it does, it decrements the value of a variable by 1. Okay, so all of you, are you clear with an assignment operator and the arithmetic operator? Nitish says prefix. Okay, I'll let you know the post increment and pre increment. Okay, once we learn the if and else construct, then I'll be showing you the operators as well. Okay. Okay then, moving on. Relational operators. It is used to compare two values like greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equals to. Equivalence is used to check the values of two variables whether they are equal or not. Let's say x equals to 3 and y is also equal to 3, and if you mention x equals to y, it will give you a result true because they both are equal, right? Not equal to will check their value should not be equal, right? So I guess you are quite clear with this because this is quite easy to understand. Greater than, whether the value of x is greater than y or not, whether the value of x is less than y or not, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, equivalence, and finally not equal to. Moving on, I come to logical operators. This is somewhat logical. Okay, that is, it returns a true or false value based on the state of the variables. These logical operators work on two conditions, okay? First condition and second condition. Conditional AND will give you a result true when both the conditions are true, okay? Conditional OR will give you a result true when either of the conditions are true. Let's say first one is true, second one is true, it will give you a result true. First one is true, second one is false, it will give you a result true. First one is false, second one is true, it will again give you a result true, but if both the conditions are false, in that case it will give you a result false. So that is the conditional OR. Bitwise AND and bitwise OR works in the similar fashion, but they work on singular bits. Okay, that is 1 1 will give you 1, 1 0 will give you 0, 0 1 0, 0 0 will give you 0. In OR it is opposite, that is either of them is 1, it will give you a result 1, or it will give you 0. Not operator is used to complement the values. If you write not 1, it will give you a result 0. If you write not true, it will give you a result false. XOR operator. Can any one of you tell me in how many conditions will an XOR operator give you a result true? In what conditions, if you can give me the conditions as well? Tell me, if both the conditions are true and I put XOR operator, will it give me a true result? Please write down on the chat window. Shishu says no. What about the rest of you? Sagar says yes. Manideep says yes sir. No, it will not give you a result. True and true in XOR operator gives you a false result. Now tell me, if it is both the conditions are false, will an XOR operator give the result if both are false? Shiva says true. Shishu says no. Exactly correct, Shishu. If both the conditions are same, whether it is true or false, in those conditions it will always give you a result false. For true and true condition, it will give you a false. If both the conditions are false, in that case also it will give you a false result. So when it will give you a true result? When both the conditions are alternate. First one is true, second is false, it will give you a result true. First one is false, second one is true, it will give you a result true. So all of you, exactly Nitesh, true and false will always give you a result true. False and true will give you a result true. So all of you, please write down on the chat window, are you clear with logical operators? False false will give you a false result, RJ, because conditions are same, right? Both the conditions are same. In that case, XOR will give you a false result. Manideep says FF gives you F. RJ says thank you, sir. Okay then. Moving on, I come to statements and blocks. What are statements in Java? A simple statement is a command terminated by a semicolon. If you write name equals to Fred and you put a semicolon, so this is one statement. What a block is a compound statement enclosed in curly braces. In a block, you have your curly braces, opening curly brace and a closing curly brace. Within that, you can have multiple statements. As you can see, you can find one semicolon. So this is one statement. Second semicolon, this is the second statement. And the third thing is blocks may contain other blocks within them. That is the nested blocks. Let's see in our program, do we have them or not? I can find one statement, one semicolon, so this is one statement. This is the second statement. This is the third statement. So statements are present in Java. That's correct. Moving on, I'll search for a block. I find a opening curly brace and there's a closing curly brace. So this is one block. This block contains multiple statements within that. Okay. I find another block that is opening curly brace and here is the corresponding curly brace. So this is one another block which contains a block inside that and there are multiple statements within that. Okay, so all the things that were written in the presentation were quite true. So all of you, have you understood what is a statement and what are blocks? Okay, that's good. I receive yeses. What about the rest of you? Okay. Moving on. We come to flow of control. Java execute one statement after the other in the order they are written. That means if you write 10 statements from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 10, then first statement will get executed first, then the second one, then the third one, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, in the ascending order, right? So one statement gets executed one after the other. This is the way Java executes the application. If you want to see an example, I can show it to you. I'll just remove this. I'll just print numbers from 1 to 10 system.out.println 1. I'll copy this line till 5, okay? 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll change the numbers 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. Now, if Java executes one by one, okay, line by line, then I should receive an ascending order that is 1 till 5, or else I could receive any pattern. So if I run the code now, I receive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means Java executes the statements one after the other, line by line. I hope every one of you is quite clear with this. Getting back to the presentation, we'll come to much important part and an interesting one. We can alternate the flow of statements, okay? Right now you saw that each and every line gets executed one after the other, but we can alternate the flow of execution by using if else, and switch. I'll tell you how to do that one by one. You'll also go through looping concepts, that is for loop, while loop and do while loop. We'll learn that as well. First of all, understand what are the basic construct: if else, switch statement, for loop, while loop and do while loop. First of all, if else. In if, you place a condition, okay? On the basis of that condition, if the condition is true, it will execute the if block, okay? Execute these statements if conditions are true. If the condition turns out to be false, it will execute the else block, execute these statements if condition is false. Okay, so using which you can alternate the flow. If true, only this will get executed and else will be skipped. If condition is false, it will leave the if block and it will only execute the else block. Let's try to understand this using Eclipse. I'll come and I'll just remove it. So I'll write if. Let's use the static variable itself. I'll check if variable is equal. Now I'm using operators, so all of you please have a close look. I'm using the equivalence operator. So if I write equals to 1, I place the if block and I have got the corresponding else block. Okay, if the condition is true, it will execute the if block. So I'll write system.out.println. I'll only mention true. Okay, I'll just copy this line and I'll paste it here, and I'll change the output statement to false. I'll write FALSC. Now all of you please write down on the chat window, if I run this code, what will be the result that I would receive? Will both the statement get executed? Will only one? And if one, then which one? All of you write true. That's good. I press Control F11 and on the console window I can see true as a result, because what is happening, it is checking the condition right here. If the condition is true, it only executes the if block and it will skip this part. So that means you have alternated the flow of execution. If I just change not equal to 1, now this time the condition is false because variable is equals to 1. Yes, Manideep, it will return a result false. I run the code and I receive false. This time what happened, the condition was false. It skipped this part and directly executed this one. So all of you, are you clear with this? Each and every one of you write down on the chat window if it is. Then I'll show you AND operator or an XOR very quickly. Okay, good. Now I placed an AND operator. Now can you tell me what will be the result if I write this statement? If I run this code, what will be the result I would receive? It is variable equivalence 1. Manideep says true, Nanu says true, RJ says true, Nitesh says true. That's good. Control F11 and I receive true because both the conditions are true and will give you a true result. I'll just make one condition false. Saving the file, running the code. This time one is false, so I'm receiving a false result. In all the other conditions also, I'll receive a false result in the case of conditional AND. Now I'll just change to conditional OR. Now tell me, in AND it gave me a wrong result. What if I change it to OR? What happens this time if I run the code? Shiva says true. Shrikant says false. Sagar says true. Okay, this time it is for conditional for. I run F11. It will give you a true result because one of the condition is true. For loop, conditional OR operator will always give you a true result when either of the condition is true. So this time one condition was true, it will give you a result true. It will only give you a false result when both the conditions are false. That is right now. Both conditions are false right now, so it gives you a false result in the console window. Now finally I come to XOR. This is the XOR operator. Now tell me what will be the result that I would receive. Be quick guys, everyone, it is quite easy answer. Shishu says true, Sagar, Shiva, RJ says, Sagar and Shiva says false, and RJ says true. Okay, I'll go with Sagar and Shiva. And the result will be false. Why? Because both the conditions are false and you're using the XOR operator. Since both the conditions are same, it will always give you a false result. Even if I change both the conditions to true, again it will give me a false result because both the conditions are same. But if either of the condition becomes false, it gives me a true result right here. That is, one is false, second is true. It gives me a result true. Now I'll make the first one true and the second one false. It will again give me a result true. Okay, so conditions should not be same in case of XOR operator, then only it will give you a result true. So all of you write down on the chat window, are you clear with this? All the operators, the conditional operators. Shrikant says, please explain again. Shrikant, in XOR operator, what happens if the conditions are not same, okay? There are two conditions always. If first condition is true, then second should be false. Then only it will give you a result true. If first is false, the second should be true if you want the result true in case of conditional XOR, okay? If first is false, second is true, it will give you a result false. If first is false, second is also false, it will give you a result false. Are you clear now, Shrikant? He says, okay, thank you, sir. You're welcome. Now, I come to switch statement. I'll show you how to use a switch statement. In a switch statement, you pass an expression. It has a value, okay? And you make different conditions for that. If it is first condition, it will print this one and it will get out of the loop. If it is second condition, it will print this one and it will get out of the switch case. Okay. If it does not matches any condition, it will directly print the default block. So without wasting any time, let's go to Eclipse and understand how to implement an switch case. So I'll just comment this part. I come to switch case. Okay. I'll define an integer variable for an expression. So I'll write int key equals to 1. I'll make few cases till 3. Case 1. If it is case 1, it should print system.out.println case 1. Okay. I'll just copy this part. I'll make one more case. I'll change the case to 2 and 2. Okay. Now what I'm doing, I'm passing key within the switch case. Okay. So if the value of key is 1, it will print this one statement, and using the break statement, it will get out of the switch case. If the value of key is 2, it will only print this one and it will use the break statement and it will get out of the loop, right? If the value of key is not 1 or 2, it will directly go to default and it will print default. Okay. So all of you, if I run this code, what will be the result that I would receive? All of you, please write down on the chat window. Okay, I received case 1 exactly correct. If I run this code, only case 1 will get printed. If I change the value of key to 2 and I save the file and I run the code again, I receive case 2 only. Since break statement are present, it only prints this one and gets you out of the switch case. Now, if I change to 5, if the value of key is 5, what happens now? All of you be quick and tell me the answer. Nitish says case arguments include non-final variables. That is not so. I'll just... Does that answers your query, Nitish? Ajay says default will be printed. Shishu, Shrikant, Shiva, everyone says that. Control F11 and it runs the code. So Nitish, please write down on the chat window if it is clear to you. Okay, Ajay says clear. Nitish says yes. That's good. Getting back to the presentation now. Now we'll understand the loops, how to use the loop. Please run write without final key. Even if I remove the final key, okay, Shrikant, case arguments must be final or not. Like you're talking about this one, Nitesh. Shrikant, I'll just run the code. Nitish, let me know if you're talking about 1, 2, these things. So it runs the same. Okay. Yes, it has to be constant. Okay. This values has to be constant. Nitish. Is that clear? I hope it is. Please write down on the chat. Okay. Thank you. Now, moving on, we'll be understanding the loops. The for loop, first of all. We'll see the working of all the three loops. There are three kinds of loops that are used in Java: the for loop, the while loop, and do while loop. We'll see the working first of all, and then we'll implement all the three loops at once. So in a for loop, you write for integer I equals to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. Then you have your statement 1 and 2. Till the time the condition is true, it will keep on executing the statement. So first of all, your variable gets initialized, that is integer I equals to 0, that is the counter variable. After that, it checks the condition whether the value of I is less than 5 or not. If it is true, if the condition turns out to be true, it goes inside and executes the statements right here. After doing that, it comes back and increments the value of I by 1. After incrementing, it will again check the condition. If the value of I is less than 5, it will again go inside, execute the statements, and come back, increment the value. This cycle will keep on running till the condition gets false. Okay, as soon as the value of I is equals to 5, it will get you out of the loop. Okay, so all of you are clear with the working of for loop? Then I'll move on to the while loop. Okay, I receive yes and clear, sir. That's good. Moving on, I come to the while loop. Shishu says, what's happen if any of the case label is outside the range of switch argument type? If you you cannot place your case beyond the switch block. Okay, you cannot place it outside the switch blocks, Shishu. Everything has to be present in the switch block. All the cases has to be present there. This is the syntax. You cannot keep the case outside that. Yes, Ajay, I'll give the answer. First, we'll understand all the loops. So I come to the while loop now. Shishu, just write the code that you want me to implement. I'll implement that. Okay. Just write the entire line that you want to do it. I'll do it and I'll show it to you. Okay. Nanu and RJ says, what is the difference between for loop and while loop? I'll come to that point. Let's understand the working first. So we come to while loop now. We first of all initialize the variable right here, that is integer I equals to 0. We move on, check the condition. When the condition is true, it moves inside and increments the value. Sorry, it moves inside and executes the code. After executing the statements, we come and increment the value of I. Shiva, everyone, I would request each and every one of you, first we should cover the entire loops, that is for loop, while loop, and do while loop. And when we come on Eclipse, then we'll try all the examples, right? Shall I continue? Please write down on the chat window if it is okay with everyone. Okay, that's good. Thank you. So I was saying that it increments the value, then it again comes back and checks the condition. If the condition turns out to be true, it will again come back, execute the statement, increment the value of I, and it will come here. Now, the difference between for loop and while loop. First, the syntax of for and while loop is quite different. Second thing is, for loop and while loop actually runs the same. It will run for the same number of times, but there is only one difference. For loop should be used when you are very sure of the number of iterations. If you know that your loop has to run exactly 10 number of times, in that case you'll be using a for loop. But if you're not sure about it, in that case you'll be using a while loop. Like if you want to run an infinite loop, for running an infinite loop you should always use a while loop. So Ajay and Nanu, does that answer your query? Please write down on the chat window and I'll move on. Okay, Ajay and Nanu says clear. I come to do while loop. Now, when you write do while loop, you'll be using the do keyword. You open up the bracket, you close the bracket, you write while keyword and you check the condition. In do while loop what happens, first the condition is initialized, then it comes in, it executes the statements, it will check the condition, it will increment the value, check the condition. If the condition is true, it will again come back and execute the statement. This cycle will keep on going. But there is a difference between for and while. For and while will run exactly the same, but there is a difference in do while. Can any one of you tell me? Please write down on the chat window. What is the difference? Come on guys, be quick. What is so different about the do while loop? Okay. Do while loop, what it does, yes, RJ, I'll explain it. Shishu says it will execute the statement at least once, exactly correct. Shiva says it first prints and then checks. Exactly. Nitish says do while will enter at least once. Exactly correct. Shrikant says it checks condition first. No, it checks condition last. Yes, Shrikant, you are also correct. Okay, so the difference is it will first execute the statement, then increment the value and then check the condition. Okay, but in the other two loops the condition was checked first and then the statement was printed. So do while loop will at least run for once even if the condition is false, because the condition is checked at the end. Okay, let's see on Eclipse how to implement them. Okay, I had a question on switch case, so I'll just cover that first. Int 5 switch I case 43276 system outside. Make any case, that does not matter, like case 43276 43276 77 will also work like this. Okay, break, place anything that you want to print. Does that answer your query, Shishu? Please write down on the chat window. Shishu, does that answer your query? I'll just comment this part. I've done exactly same as you said. Hope it is fine with you. Control 7. Now I'll understand the loops. First of all, I'll run the for loop. So for int I equals to 0. This is the way you write. You place the condition, then I less than 5 and I plus plus. I'm using the same example that is given in the presentation. I'll print the value of I, system.out.println, I'll place I. Now all of you tell me if I run this code. Shishu says explain once again. Shishu, you told me to place the case, right? And in this what it will print outside as you said. But this won't come because now if the value of key right here on the top, if the value of key becomes equal to 43247, then only it will print this one that is outside, or else this case won't come. You can make as many cases as you want. Sir, how can we execute without remaining number case 43? That does not matter. It only checks the value. Okay, I'll just write 437 43247. Okay, I just write this. I'll just comment this for loop, running the code. This time it will print outside. True and outside. True is getting printed because of the top right here, the if one. Is it now clear to you, Shishu and RJ? I hope it is. If it is not, try it yourself. You'll understand the concept. Okay? Till the time you don't try it yourself, you won't be able to grab the concept very easily. Now, I was on for loop. Now tell me, if I run this for loop, what will be the result that I would receive? All of you be quick. Shiva says 0 to 4. Do you think Shiva is correct? Everyone, please write down on the chat window. Do you think he is correct? Sagar says 0 to 4. Exactly correct. I run the code. I receive the value as 0 to 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's good. I come to the while loop now. Control 7. I come to while loop with condition. I'll define a variable for it, that is integer. Condition itself, you can have any variable, equals to 0. I'm initializing the counter first. Okay. Within that, I'll check the condition. This was my actual doubt, Shishu says. Okay, Shishu, right now we are actually confined with the time constraint. Okay, once you are actually in the course, we'll discuss each and every topic in very detail. Right? Is that fine? So I'll have to move on with the class. He says okay. So I'll check the condition and place a condition like x is less than 5. System.out.println. I'll print the value of x and I'll increment the value of x plus plus. So this way I'll be running a while loop. So all of you write down on the chat window, are you clear with this? If I run this code, what will be the result that I would receive? Exactly, 0 to 4, control F11, I receive the same result, 0 to 4. And now I'll show you the do while loop. Do while loop. In this place of condition x less than 5, the same condition. System.out.println, the same statement. I'll print x and increment x plus plus. If I run this code, I'll receive the same value, that is 0 to 4. Now just to check, I'll make the value as 10. Now condition is false. X is not less than 5. Even then it will print for one time, that is 10. So all of you, are you now clear how to use for loop, while loop and do while loop? Please write down on the chat window. Okay, I receive all the essays. Now I'll show you how to implement an array itself. So in order to implement an array, what you do, you first of all mention the data type, you mention the square bracket, you write the array name equals to, you write the new operator, and then again you give the data type, open the brackets, and you give the size of the array something like 5. So this way you'll be declaring an array. Manideep says for each loop. Now within that, I run a for each loop itself. So this is a for each loop. I place integer I array. Within that, I'll assign the value ARR. Now this is the way I'm assigning the value in the array. So I write ARR brackets. I'll have to define a variable also. Integer I equals to 0. Sorry. Make it a different variable. I'll place z here equals to z plus 1. Within that, I'll increment the value also z plus plus. So all of you, if I run this loop, finally what I'll also print the value of this, that is system.out.println. I'll print, I'll use another loop for this. If you use a for loop, it would do the exact thing. So this is how you use a for each loop. In this, I'll print the value of array system.out.println. I'll print the values. So all of you, are you clear with this? How I'm assigning the value, what I'm doing, and I'm running the array. Now if I run this code, what will be the result that I would receive? Everyone, be quick, tell me the answer. What do you think will be the result if I run this code? I'm assigning the value z plus 1, so first time it will go 1 into the array. Shishu says 1 to 5, RJ says 6, no, it will go 1 to 5. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. No money deep, it won't do that. Okay, I'll just run the code. As you can see, I receive a value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because z, it is not incrementing the value of z. We are only putting one extra value in the array. So when z is 0, I'll assign value 1 in the array. So all of you, are you now clear how to use an array? Please write down on the chat window. Okay, I receive yeses. That's good. Now, what is a method? Method has got 5 components, right? A return type, method name, parameter list, and a method body. So this is a return type of method, value to be returned, name of the method, and you can pass any value. Let's say there's an add method. That add method will use 2 integer values to add the product. So int x and int y will be required. Those values will be used in the body of the method, and you can add those numbers, right? So return type, whether this method is actually returning anything or not. If yes, integer, character, it could return anything. If it is not returning anything, it would be void. That means empty. So all of you, are you clear with the syntax, how to declare a method? Please write down on the chat window. Then I'll go to Eclipse and I'll define a method. Okay. I come here. Let's say our method is not returning anything, it is void ABC, not taking any input, and finally this. So this is a simple method which is not taking any parameter, it is not returning anything. Okay, if you call this method, it will only print, so I'm a method. Okay, it will print a statement. I save my file. I come to the main method. I'll just comment this part. Okay, I'll have to create the object of this class. I have an object that is OB. Using the object, I'll move this line right here. Here itself, OB. And I'll use OB dot. Using dot, I can use the method as well. I put a semicolon. Now if I run this code, what I'll receive, I am a method. Okay, so all of you, are you clear with this simple method? Then I'll show you how to return a value, how to take parameters in it. RJ says clear sir. What about the rest of you? Please write down on the chat window. Okay, that's very good. This time I'll make a add method add. So I'll return an integer value. I'll make it ADD add. In this, I'll write integer x comma integer y. Now I have to add a return value as well. I'll return the sum of x and y. So are you clear with this method, what I'm doing in here? I'll take 2 values in this and I'll just add those values and I'll return the value. That will also be an integer type. So this method is taking 2 inputs as parameter and 1 input as return type. Okay, it is giving an output that is an integer value. Now if I call this method from here, that is add. Now I have to pass 2 values in it. I pass 5, 5. And I save the file. I run this code. I receive. Okay. I have to print this as well. System.out.println. And this. So I place this call here in the output method. I run this code once again. I receive. I'm a method and I receive the sum of 5 and 5, that is 10. Exactly correct, RJ. Now every one of you, are you clear with these methods? How to use them? How to call them? Please write down on the chat window, and then finally we'll move on to few interesting questions that you will be giving the answers. Okay, tough ones. Why so? ob.add. Shiva, whenever you have to use a method, now this method, that is add method, is present in the class that is Java, right? So when I have to use this Java method, I have to create when I have to use this add method, I have to create an object of Java, that is Java ob equals to new Java. Using that, I can call the method that is ob.add, and I'll be passing two values in it. You cannot directly use a method without using the object of that class. Are you clear, Shiva? Please write down on the chat window. Okay, then hopefully yes. Everyone, are you clear with methods? Please write down. We are already done with arrays. Okay, Shrikant says yes. What about the rest? Ajay says clear, sir. Shiva, please tell me. Shiva says yes, that's good. Sakshi, Sagar, Shishu, Manideep says yes, sir. Okay then, a small example of arrays. Sagar says yes. You wrote the statement, it created an array in the memory, array 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Because the index starts from 0 and it will go till 4. So there are 5 elements altogether. Now I run a for loop, integer I equals to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, and I'm putting one extra value into the array. If I is 0, 1 will go in 0 position. So when for the first time 1 comes here. For the second time when the loop runs, 2 goes in the array 1 position. For the third time 3 comes. For the fourth time 4 comes, and for the fifth time 5 comes in array 4 position. So this is how it works when you run your array. So is that clear to you, everyone, the execution? How it happens really? Sagar says yes. Okay. Now, these are some more examples of an array. You can use the dot length property of an array to find the length of the array. Line numbers are coming or not in Eclipse? No, line numbers are not coming. You have to right click here, show line numbers. So this way you can see the line numbers. Manideep. Okay. Okay, Manideep says yes, sir. That's good. Now it's time for few questions. I've got 2-3 questions for you. Let's see whether you have understood things or not. Please tell me the output of this program right here. If yes, if you can tell me, that's very good. If you cannot tell me, just write no on the chat. I'll tell you the solution. If I run this code, what will be the output that I'll receive? Now these are the kind of questions that will actually come in the simulation test. Okay, that is the real OCPJP examination. So that is why I want you to go through these questions so that you can understand the standard of it. Manideep says no, sir. What about the rest of you? Yet it is very simple. Only core Java concepts is present, but it is a bit tricky. You just have to go through it with a good concentration and you'll get your answer. Sagar gives me an answer 49. Do you think Sagar is correct? Ajay says no, sir. Shiva says we didn't create object. Yes, we did create. As soon as you write new Edureka, this is not the normal version, okay? This is not the normal syntax, Shiva. Hence, this is also one way by using which you can use the object. So I use the class like this, new equals to Edureka brackets dot go. It will directly go call this function, and I passed a boolean value test and the value of x. Ajay says 7. I don't think so. Sagar, your answer is correct. That is 49. I'll just show you the solution, everyone. So I'll just open question 1. Right here. What is happening? You have a boolean variable that is true. Ajay says congrats. Sends a smiley for you, Sagar. Test, that is the value, I'll just change it to false. True. Okay, it is true. Integer value is x, 343. Now it calls a function that is go. In go, what is passed? First the boolean value true is passed, which is saved in b variable, and then x value is passed, which is saved in I variable. You in the go function, what you are doing, you are checking whether b is true or not. If b is true, it will return the value I divided by 7, that is 343 divided by 7, which will give you a result 49. Okay, that 49 is assigned to y and it gets printed. I run the code and I receive the result as 49. So all of you, are you clear now? If I change the condition to false, then RJ's answer would be correct, that is 7. I save the file, I run the code, I receive 7 this time because the condition was false here. It did not execute this one, it directly came to this one. So 343 divided by 49 will actually give you a result 7. So all of you, are you clear with this code, with this example? Then I'll move on to the second question. RJ, Manideep, everyone says clear. Shrikant says good one. That's good. So this is the reason I'm showing you the question, so that you can understand the standard of OCPJP, and you should understand the necessity that you should need practice and you need a guidance. You need to prepare for OCPJP, right? I come to question second. Now can you all give me the answer? You have to bring the output, that is bar, there is a space, and then 12.345. Which of the statement will exactly print this one? Whether first one will print this one, or second one, or the third one. Manideep gives me an answer. That's good, and he's correct. He's saying that the third one will print the answer. What do you think? Sagar says third one. Rajesh says second one. No. Sagar, third one, exactly. Manideep is also correct. Third one will print. I'll just go to the code, that is question 2. I'll just open it. Now, I'll just print the third one. You can see the same output space is given. What is shown is that if you write percentile 7.3f, what it is actually doing is, it is telling you that after decimal there should be 3 values, so 343 has been printed. If you write 7, 7 means total number of characters and spaces should be 7. Manideep says 7 spaces and 3 letters, exactly correct. If you count it, 5, 4, 3, dot is 4, 5, 6, and finally 7. So 7 spaces and 3 values after the dot. So all of you, are you clear with this? Why the third one is printing the exact thing? Please write down on the chat window. Ajay says clear, sir. Shiva says yes. What about the rest? Manideep says yes. What about the rest of you? Be quick, guys. Sagar says yes. Shrikant, okay, that's good. Moving on. I come to the third question. Public Edureka main. This is a two-dimensional array. I told you one-dimensional array. So now tell me, if the concept is clear to you, what will be the result that would be printed if I execute this code? Manideep, can you give me the answer? The rest of you, those of you who have given me the correct answer previously, do you have the answer to this one? Now sometimes what happens in examination, you receive questions which are out of course. So this is an out of course question. Can you tell me? Sagar says 6. No, Sagar. Just go through it once again. You are quite close. Shiva says compilation fails. Not the answer. Gautam says 4. No, Gautam. Not correct. RJ says 2. No, RJ. It's not correct. We are left with 3 and 7. Sagar says 7, exactly correct. Sagar, that is the correct answer. Now I'll tell you how it is 7. I come to question 3. Exact implementation has been done right here. Now see how it is divided. A two-dimensional array is something like this. So you have defined a two-dimensional array integer x with two brackets. One way is this, you can also mention it like this, right? Now you have divided the first block, so this is the 0 block, this is the first block, and this is the second block. So it will come in the first part. So when you write 2, you are directly coming to the second block. Okay, and when you mention 1 in that, so first one is 0, second one is 1, so it is printing the result 7. If I run this code, control F11, okay, I receive the result 7 in the console window. Are you guys clear with it? Please write down on the chat window. Ajay says clear. Shrikant says got it. Shiva once again. Okay. Shiva, what I'm doing, I have got two blocks. For the first block, I'm defining like this. This one is one block, so it is 0 block. This is second, it is second block, and this is third, so this is third block. Now in here, I'm printing the second block, so this is first. Here it is written 2, so it is directly going to the second block first. Then second value is 1, so first one is 0, 1, 2, 3. Since it was 1, it fetched 7 and printed on the console window. Shiva, is it clear now? Shiva says got it. That's good. What about Shashi? Shashi, are you clear with it? Gautam, Devendra? Gautam says okay. Okay, hopefully everyone has got it. So these are just tricky questions, right? These are all from the core concepts, core Java concepts, but you need to be practiced with that, right? We come to the question 4 now. Now give me the answer quickly, everyone. This is an array list, again an out of course question. Array list is a dynamic list, okay? That means you do not have to give the size of the array list. Or you can take it as an assignment if you want. If you do not have the answer, I will give you the answer for this. Ajay says C. Ajay, this time you have got the correct answer. Sagar says C. Correct. Absolutely correct. You are actually intelligent guys. So I come here, I come to question 4. Source folder, and I go to edureka.in. Now this was the code. What is happening? I'm defining an array list. This is the way array list is defined. You are giving the data type as integer. That means array list A will contain integer values. So first of all, you add a value 1, you add a value 5, and then you add a value 3. Then you call the collections. Array is a kind of collections that is present in Java. So in order to sort that collection, you write collection.sort and you pass the array list within that. So when you pass it, what it will do, it will sort it. I'll just comment these two lines first of all. I'll show you the sorting. I run the code. Before sorting, I'll also comment the sorting part as well. I run the code. I receive 1, 5, and 3. Okay. Right now they are not sorted. I'll uncomment this collection. I'll save the file. I'll run the code again. I receive 1, 3, 5. So they were sorted in ascending order. Finally, again I add a variable a.add2. So when I add it, it will come in the end 1, 3, 5, and it comes 2. Okay. Then again I call a reverse function. What is reverse function doing? It will just reverse it. So when you reverse it, you should receive a result 2, 5, 3, and 1. When I run the code, I'll receive the same result, that is 2, 5, 3, and 1. That is the third answer was correct. So all of you, are you clear with this? The collections, the array list, and the reverse and sort function. Shrikant says good one, thanks, you're welcome. Shiva says yes. What about the rest of you? All of you, please write down on the chat window if it is clear to you. Ajay sends me a smiley. Sagar says yes, clear. Gautam says got it. Ajay says clear, sir. Shashi says yes. Fabulous. That's good. That means you have got something in this class. You have learned something out of here. Is it true? Did you learn something here? Everyone, please write down on the chat window. Now before moving forward, I'll just get back to the presentation first of all. And before moving forward, RJ says, excellent explanation. Thank you. I'll tell you how to take up this course. Okay, I'm stressing that you should be taking some course to practice for your examination, that is OCPJP. Now, before moving forward, I'd like to tell you how to take up this very course that we are providing. You've already seen how we actually conduct classes and what is our methodology to explain you guys, okay, so that you learn. So I'll give you every detail of the course now. Go to edureka.in first of all. Click on login with Facebook. Just enter your login details. I was already logged in, so I directly went inside. Click on SCJP OCPJP 6.0 certification. Okay. So key features are you'll get live online classes as you are attending right now. You'll have 24/7 online expert help. You'll have experts. You can ask as many questions to them and they will be available for you every time. Exam simulation with 10 full length questions. The questions that you are attempting right now, like that questions you'll receive in your simulation test, and they will be 10 full length mock examinations that will make sure that you do not get less than 99 percentile in your OCPJP. Okay, we guarantee that whatever score that you are gaining in here in our course, you will get more marks in your actual examination, because we will be the one who will be telling you that now you are prepared to take the OCPJP examination. Okay. Recorded session of all the classes will be given to you. Like you are attending a class right now, you'll be receiving the recorded session of this very class on your email ID. And you'll also receive a certificate from Oracle when you do the OCPJP. But before that, when you take up our course, we'll also give you a certificate that will be certified from Edureka. Okay, we'll give you a certificate, and if you want to see the course content, it is more than OCPJP course content. There are total 16 modules. RMI, the advanced concept like JCP servlets, JCBC connectivity, swing, AWT, everything would be covered in this very course. Now, in order to enroll yourself in the course, what you have to do, click on buy now. You'll come to this page. The cost of the course is 8,999, and including the tax, you'll receive the course at 10,112 rupees. But since all of you are quite dedicated, I'd like to give you a discount coupon of 20%. Okay, you guys are lucky, you are receiving a 20% discount. So click on have a discount coupon. Enter in your discount code, that is OCPJP_20. Okay, this is your discount code. I'll send it on your chat windows as well. Click on redeem. As soon as you click on redeem, you receive a discount of 20%, and the discount is 2,023 rupees. So you just have to pay 8,089 rupees and you can take up the entire course. Manideep says classes are going on every day or not. Manideep, the classes will be held on weekend. Okay, the live online classes will be held on weekend, but in weekdays it does not mean that you do not have classes. In weekdays it is up to you when to take a class. We have got Skype sessions for you. You can come online on Skype. You can ask for a help. You can ask for a session. Now you can take that Skype session all the 7 days of the week, or it is up to you. If you want to take twice a week, thrice a week, completely your choice. You can choose your own timing of those Skype sessions. Manideep. Okay, important part, you can choose your own timing. If you like, if you know that you are actually free at 6 p.m. in the evening, then what you can, Manideep says any course na. I didn't get your point, Manideep. If you feel that you are free at 6 p.m. on Monday, then you can take the Skype session at 6 p.m. on Monday. Okay, you can customize your course according to you. Yes, both for Java and Android. Yes, Manideep, it is exactly the same for Java and Android as well. So all of you, are you clear with the course things that you will be receiving in this very course? Now, you receive the discount and the final price is 8,089 rupees. You click on pay now. RJ says this course is free of cost. It is a chargeable course. RJ, I've already shown you the course fee right here. It is 8,999, including the tax. It is 10,000. The discount code is OCPJP_20. That is a 20% discount code for you. Use that discount code and you just have to pay 8,089 rupees. After that, click on pay now and you can do the payment. Okay, you can do the payment by using your debit card, credit card or net banking. Okay. So I hope you are quite clear with these things. So try to use the discount code as soon as possible. This is a limited time period and it will be expired real soon. Okay, you'll be receiving the recording and the discount code on your email IDs as well by today. I'm sending the discount code on your chat windows. Shrikant says, which version of OCPJP is better for fresher? OCPJP 6.0 is widely used right now, okay? Hence, that is why we are providing OCP 6.0. And that is the best for a fresher right now. Shrikant. So all of you note down the discount code that has been sent on your chat windows. Use that discount code to gain the 20% discount offer and enroll yourself in the entire course. So I'd like to ask how many of you are really interested to come to the next class, want to enroll yourself in the entire course and learn the basic and advanced Java concept. Shiva says, how much is the OCPJP exam fee? It is around $300. Okay, that will charge you around 15,000 rupees. That is why no one takes that exam without actually preparing for that. Okay, you just prepare yourself thoroughly. And after that, we'll be the one who will be telling you, yes, now you'll be able to clear this exam. And it will be lifetime. Till the time you're not prepared for the exam, we'll keep on continuing the course. Okay? We'll prepare you and then only we'll leave you in the end. So all of you tell me, how many of you are really interested to come to the next class and want to enroll yourself in the entire course? Struts. Manideep, it won't be covered, but in the Skype sessions, if you need sessions on that, you can have it anytime. Okay? Is that clear to you? Okay, then that's very good. So tell me guys, no one? Shashank says yes. Okay, that's very good. Shashank says he'll be coming to the next class. What about the rest of you? Gautam, Gibbon, Ajay says he'll come to the next class. Okay. Sakshi says yes. Manideep says yes. Very good. What about others? Don't you want to learn Java? Don't you want to be an Oracle certified professional? Shrikant, Shiva, Shashi. Okay, Shashi has already told me, sorry. Kevin and Gautam. Shiva says yes, he'll be coming to the next class. He'll enroll her. So I would request you, I would suggest you actually, not request. I would suggest you that if you want to enroll yourself, you are really interested, use this discount code as soon as possible because there are very limited seats. Okay, this discount will expire soon. Okay, we are already booked up for the 16th batch that will be starting day after tomorrow, and your batch is starting on 23rd of March. Okay, so for that batch you'll have to enroll yourself real quick. If you want to enroll as soon as possible. I would say today itself. Okay. Okay, that's very good. So for today, this will be all. So how was the class, everyone? Please write down on the chat window. I'd like to know. Or else if you don't want to tell me right now, what you can do, there is a survey right after this class, okay? When I finish this class, you'll receive a survey to fill in, give your comments, give your suggestion, whatever improvement that you want, place it there and also rate me, okay? There is a rating for instructor. If you want to rate me good, excellent, you can give it, or poor, you can give it, right? But do not skip it. All of you, please fill in the survey. It will help us to improve ourselves and we can provide you a better class in the future. So for now, I'll take a leave. Bye-bye. Take care. Thank you all for being here today. Hope to see each and every one of you in the next class that is on 23rd March. Enroll yourself in this wonderful course. Bye-bye. Take care. Thank you. Good night.